starting to wonder, who is it that actually, quote-unquote, owns this land, the state or the federal government? I'm getting conflicting answers to this. Let me go to Mac, who's at the Nevada ranch right now, calling us from that location. How are you, Mac?
I'm fantastic. How about yourself, Mark?
I'm doing great. Now, you're there?
I'm actually on top of the butte. I'm about 2 miles from the protest area they have set up. If I drive down, I'm going to lose signal, so I pulled over in a truck pullover area. And
tell me this. First things first. What does it look like?
You know what? It is. You're on top of the butte. I mean, it's. I'm literally talking. Looking south, it's like probably 40 miles to a mountain range. Nothing but cactus, sagebrush. Looking east, it's probably another 40 miles to the other mountain range.
It's a really desolate area, isn't it?
It's very desolate. It's very desolate.
Now, what does it look like on the ranch? I mean, are they armed up, facing off? What does it look like?
You know what? I can't see the ranch itself from where I'm positioned, but I'm Mark. This has been going on. I live in southern Utah. I live in Cedar City, Utah, and I drive back and forth to work in Vegas during the week. I come down Monday, go back home on Friday, and I've seen all these protests, this protest area, and what the BLM has been doing, and see them patrolling on this butte. Driving their cars back and forth. I've spoken to individuals, four-wheeler riders and so forth, and they tell me stories about how the BLM has set up, hidden spots to try to catch anybody trying to take any of the cattle off the property. Now, in Iron County, they're crying foul because we're having the same problem up there with the BLM, where they're saying, well, you need to reduce your cattle herds down by half because we've got so many feral horses. And so the county commissioner in Iron County, where I live, has said, you know what, we're gonna do our own course of action. We're gonna round up these horses and take care of them, because here you tell us you have no money to take care of these feral horses, to round up and take care of them, and then they come down here and they've got millions of dollars to sit here and harass Mr. Bundy. Now the county commissioner.
So hold on, let me slow you down, because we have a national audience here. Are you telling me that it appears that now, more than previously, the federal government's getting aggressive with these different ranchers and so forth? Does it look like a part of a strategy and policy by the federal government across the board?
I'd have to almost believe so. On one hand, they tell you they don't have money to take care of these desert tortoises, or in our case, these feral horses. But
so they'll kill the horses too, won't they? Just like they're killing the tortoise.
Oh, yeah. No, with the horses, they're going to round them up. You can't kill them because of some Burrow Act back in the 70s, or Wild Horse Act. And what they'll do is they'll gather up the horses and they'll go put them in a field, and then they have to take care of them and feed them until they die. I mean, it doesn't make any sense.
Why is the BLM even doing all this crap? I mean, it's not like they're protecting anything.
Well, I have a cousin who's a rancher in southern Utah, and about 6 years ago, I mean, he's on the open range, pays his permits to the BLM. The BLM tells him, you know what, you're needing to cut your herd by half because there's too many feral horses.
I just want people to understand where these decisions are being made. They're being made in air-conditioned offices in Washington, D.C., at the Department of the Interior. They're coming from the top.
Yes, they are. My family's been in the ranching business. My great-great-great-grandfather founded Las Vegas, the old Mormon fort. He used to run cattle at the mouth of Bryce Canyon. There's a valley called John's Valley that's named after him. Mm-hmm. I was really disturbed. I was finding I love our country, and I wanted to show my children, you can stand up for your rights.
Yeah, let me just say this. We're not talking about our country. We're talking about the federal government and its abuse of power. There's a difference between love of country, and I've tried to explain, and love of a ubiquitous, overpowering, overwhelming, centralized government.
That is correct. Now, today, I was making plans with my wife to bring my wife and my children down, and we were going to protest this weekend along with the other protesters. And then I read a story just recently about a county commissioner down here in Clark County, Nevada, by the name of Tom Collins. Now, Mr. Collins, he basically stated to the county commissioner where I'm from that all us people in southern Utah, us inbreds in southern Utah, need to get our butts and go back home, or else there was going to be, and if we did plan on coming down, that we better have good funeral arrangements.
Yeah, I know. Now, what a sick bastard.
I mean, is that not the government and trying to incite the people? I mean, Mr. Sandoval, who's the governor here, he's trying to, he thinks this is a travesty, too. Dean Heller thinks this is a travesty.
And I might add, the governor is a former federal judge. Well, I know they think it's a travesty, but what are they going to do about it?
I don't know. My father was actually roommates with Harry Reid at the Branch Agricultural College in Cedar City.
He didn't catch any diseases from him, did he?
No, but he was telling me a story one time about Harry Reid knocking out a cow with his dead hand. You know the scene in Rocky where he's hitting cows to practice. He says Harry was a great boxer, and he actually saw him knock out a cow cold. And I think this is Harry Reid again.
Knock out a cow cold? So he walks up to a cow that's just standing there, hits him in the temple, because that's what you would need to do to knock out anyone or anything. And then Harry Reid's a tough boxer?
Yeah.
That is a fool. That is a coward. Did Harry Reid win some great national title, some college title? I'm not aware of that. Oh, the great boxer, Harry Reid. Looks like a little puke to me. Shriveled up little old man. That's what he is.
I'm not a very big fan of Harry Reid by any means, and I kind of questioned my dad's friendship back then. This is back in the late 50s.
All right. Well, anyway, I appreciate your call, my friend. Look, I don't know. I know what you know, folks, but something tells me Harry Reid has some role in this. I don't know what it is, but he's awfully quiet today, isn't he, Mr. Producer? Usually stumbles to the Senate floor, body fluid spilling out of his mouth, onto his tie, which has a 3-day-old dessert on it, talks staring down at his brown loafers with his blue suit, and today he's not out there. Usually out there attacking the Koch brothers. I think he has Tourette's on top of his dementia. Harry, Koch brothers, Koch, Tea Party, Koch, Tea Party. And do we know how wise the Democrats are in the Senate picking their leaders? Hey, I have an idea, say the Democrats. One among us was a former Klansman. Really? Oh, yeah, the Brown Poobah. Really? Who's it? Bob Byrd, West Virginia. Oh, I have an idea. Let's make him the majority leader. Swell idea. Then they say, whoa, look at this. There's Harry Reid. He's kind of dragging around the Senate floor there. Notice Harry's very busy today. He likes to sharpen pencils. So he stands there, just keeps sharpening pencils over and over. Let's make him the majority leader. I mean, he doesn't have the resume that Bob Byrd had. You know, he wasn't a Klansman, but he's a complete ass. We'll make him the majority leader. Hey, good idea. What has Harry Reid ever produced to become so wealthy? Oh, he's a lawyer in Nevada. Lawyer for whom? For what? What did he do? He heads that gaming commission out there. That had a lot of power. He was lieutenant governor for a while. Then he's senator. His sons are all lawyers and lobbyists. His son-in-law is a lawyer and a lobbyist. He mixes business with family and government very, very easily, whether it's his granddaughter or anybody else. He's a complete fraud, a complete crony. And I cannot believe that he doesn't have some role in this, having put his own guy over there actively running BLM, the Bureau of Land Management, since 2011, the majority leader. I cannot believe that the head of the BLM is not coordinating with his former boss, Harry Reid, before he even looks into the state of Nevada. Meanwhile, this poor rancher, minding his own business, he's already lost about half of his cattle. They don't know if they're euthanized or not, but they stole them from him. He pays his grazing fees, not to the federal government, to the county, because that was the deal that was made before the BLM stepped in. The BLM claims that the tortoise is an endangered species while they're killing 1,000 of them. The cows get along. Do cows eat turtles? Not last time I checked. Do turtles eat cows? Not last time I checked. Apparently they get along fine, except when the BLM comes in and kills them. I bet this is a massive scandal, not just in Nevada, but in the entire West and Southwest and parts of the South and Midwest, where there are farmers and ranchers. I bet, unfortunately, the media is so New York, Washington, D.C., L.A. centric. But I bet if we had a real media in this country, of course we don't, so I'm dreaming. But if we did, we would find scandals and harassment and abuse and coercion going on all over this country, all over the landscape of this country, not to mention Alaska and Hawaii. Because the environmental nut jobs, the anti-capitalist nut jobs, the anti-private property nut jobs are on the loose, are running our different federal departments and agencies. And trust me, if they're going to shut down our coal mines and our commercial fisheries, if they're going to drive up the cost of electricity because they're fanatics, you think they're going to have any problem putting our ranchers and farmers out of business? None whatsoever. As I say, look at the Central Valley in California. Ladies and gentlemen, Much of what's in your supermarket comes out of this part of California. And they're starving it. They're drying it up. Because we need water elsewhere. Where? Well, in the sewers. What are you talking about? Yes. In some areas, they move the water where they don't need water, and it just dumps into the ocean. Just remember this. The same fools and clowns that run Obamacare run everything else. That'll put things in perspective where you can understand it. Where I can understand it. And I hate to see law enforcement used this way. I really, really do. Against the citizenry. They're running around there with 200 armed BLM agents. What the hell is that? We were making a stand here. We took his cows, and it's not tough. You're not making a stand. It's a disgrace. This is why the governor and the Republican senator from Nevada have spoken out. Harry Reid hasn't said a damn thing yet, because it's his BLM. He owns it. That's his boy who runs it. And when he needed to use certain land in Nevada to take care of his major donor, who's now in jail, as I understand it, the BLM moved heaven and earth. Screw the tortoise and anything else that's out there. Now, Clive Bundy. Can't tolerate that guy, no.